talk about that water compact,
Right.
and there's a lot into it. You have to go back into the original treaty. You have to understand some of the dynamics to come up with the way people are positioning it.
Yeah, again, as all of our ranchers and farmers understand that have senior water rights are complex, and you can't talk about them in 2 minutes. I'm not an expert on the CSKT water compact. I'm a student of it, but a student that's been working with it and fighting against it and opposing it since 2012. In essence, what we have is a third of the state and our federal government took the water rights of Western Montana and gave it to a smaller third party without remuneration and without it being adjudicated by a judge. It was done so unconstitutionally. And I was part of the suit as a legislator that took it in after the 2015 legislature to the Montana Supreme Court. They disagreed with us. But then again, as the legislative branch, we disagree with the judicial branch. So we're in that situation. The truth is that at the federal level, the DOJ legal theory is that the supremacy clause trumps contract law and it trumps state law. So if that's the case, and they don't want to go to court because they know they'll lose. That's why they're giving a small third party of 5,000 people on a tribal reservation over $2 billion. And they're giving them 36,816 acres of federal land to replace that land that's private within the reservation. This is a taking without remuneration or with adjudication by a judge. I'm against it, and we can change it. The big one, as you just said, is that through the Supreme Court rulings, and we can go back to Old Man Winters up on the High Line, a rancher back at the turn of the century, who stopped water going onto a reservation up on the High Line. And basically, the U.S. Supreme Court said that we need to quantitate a water right to every reservation, and it needs to be enough to make those peoples pastoral and civil. Despite all of this compact, that water right has not been quantitated. And I'm going to do that first and foremost. We're going to quantitate how much water does 5,000 people need on a reservation in Western Montana. They do not need all the water of Western Montana. They just need some of the water.
I appreciate that. I mean, the we can change it aspect of it, and how do we do it legally and in our process? Talking with candidates in the primary election, Dr. Al Oszewski.